Looking forward to tomorrow. I think, a quick turnaround is going to help us a little bit. Obviously felt a little better after last game than we did the first game because of the result, not necessarily playing better. But just having another opponent, it gives us something to really look forward to and try to get better. They play a different style than the two teams we've played thus far. So hopefully we'll continue to grow and continue to get healthier and just continue to kind of groove this thing out.
To the point of the health, the players that have been kind of banged up, what's their status for tomorrow?
I think Jared Ritter is still out. This time it's an ankle. I mean, it's just a bad ankle sprain. And Ford Cooper is getting closer. We thought maybe the last game we'll plan on tomorrow, and Gage won't play tomorrow. But Gage is getting closer. So I think we're getting healthier, A bummer for Ritter because it's now a different injury. So, but his shoulder is just, it is what it is. It's going to be, his shoulder will be the same all year. But hopefully this ankle, we get this thing under control.
I'm sure there's a temptation because Gage apparently will be such a difference maker to get him on into the games now, sooner rather than later, but I'm sure having to do what you think's in the best long-term interest.
I'm not tempted to play him right now because Gage is not the answer to why we're not playing well. Gage is a solid player, but he's not the answer. The answer is me, right? I've got to get these guys right. Gage is a good player, but I don't think he's the answer. But I'd rather have him out there than not. But we still, our team is just not quite there yet. And when I say not quite there yet, I'm not talking about as good as it can be. I'm talking about it's not where it's supposed to be even at this date. So that's not a Gage Perrin problem. That's a Dana Ford problem.
What are you seeing right now that makes you say you guys aren't at that point right now?
Well, we're just not a cohesive group. I mean, you see us and we just look. You don't see good basketball. You don't walk away thinking, man, they're playing good basketball. And whether it's offense, defense, conversion, whatever the case is. And so that's what I mean. I don't. It's like raising your kids. There's no age limit on getting it right. Well, there's no time frame throughout the season playing good basketball. It may not be your best, but it can still be good. And it can be 1 game, 2 games, 3 games in. We should be playing better basketball than what we're playing right now. Nothing to do with winning and losing, but we should be playing better basketball than what we are right now.
And that's the aggressiveness of, like Tyreek, for example. You don't want him to dial it back at all, correct?
No, I want him to keep trying to groove. I want him to play a lot smarter with the basketball, and I know that he will. And in fact, I think he's starting to kind of turn it some, even from practicing every day. I love his aggression in terms of pushing the tempo and things like that. But he doesn't need to turn the ball over, ever. Like 0 times, and I think yesterday's game he just had a couple. I just couldn't believe he turned them over, and we just need to get rid of those. But he needs to be able to push the tempo and run the team, in the sense of that being aggressive. Nothing to do with throwing the basketball all over the place, right? So we need him to continue to push and probe and try to do what he's doing.
You think there's some of trying to live up to all these preseason expectations that's weighing on the team, that they're trying to maybe do too much?
I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think the winning is what's on the front of their mind, right? I don't think the expectation. I think everyone's just trying to find themselves, and they're trying to do it individually as opposed to collectively. So I don't think it has to do with the expectation. I don't feel like they're pressing to win. Right, I feel like they're pressing to play well individually, and that's just not the way that you win. So I don't think it's that at all. I really don't, because if that was the case, then I think they'd be doing more things that winning teams do if they were pressing to win. I just think that they're pressing to play well individually, which is not a bad thing. You need guys to play well, but you need to be able to play well while you're playing together. And they're just not quite there yet.
How do you fix that?
Well, I think you just keep grooving them, right? I mean, you just keep teaching, you keep planting seeds, pulling weeds, and just keep grooving them. And just, I think eventually we'll have 3, 4, 5 guys playing well at one time. You're never gonna have your whole team playing well, but we may have one guy playing well right now, maybe 2, and we just gotta keep grooving it, keep grooving it.
And Cook kept you in that game the first half, and just, what have you seen from him so far this year as that leader?
From a consistent standpoint of practicing hard and trying to be a leader and trying to be assertive and aggressive, he's really done that on a daily basis, and it was good to see him make shots yesterday. And one of the things that I thought he did a great job of, and we've tried to get him to understand this, he is one of the best catch-and-shoot shooters in the country. Last year, he ranked in the top 10 percentile, I believe, in catch-and-shoot. Well, the only problem with that is he loves to dribble. And so last night, he only made 1 shot off the bounce and had 31 points. He was ready to shoot off the catch, and he's one of the best in the country. And he scored 31 points. So it's just, it's just planting seeds and pulling weeds. I mean, the best way I can describe it is, I said this at a luncheon today, it's like, the cartoon where you got the evil demon on one shoulder and the angel on the other. Well, right now, for one of the few times in my life, I'm the angel, but I think some of our guys are listening to the demon on the other side, and it's just not working for them. But fortunately for Cook yesterday, he listened, and he scored 31 points. And not only catch and shoot, but catch, rip, and drive. He caught, rip, and drove yesterday and literally laid it in the basket. So we just got to keep grooving the guys.
Early sign-in period on Wednesday, do you expect anything?
I don't know how specific I can talk about it, but we'd like to get some guys. We'd like to get some guys to pop, but I don't know if we're going to or not. But we're recruiting every day.
It's just a whole different setup now with the way it's set up, right? I mean, 'cause
Well, it's a lot different. You got transfers and things of that nature, and I'm more concerned about this year's team than I am any signee right now. Right? I'm not doing a good job.
But I mean, they don't have to like commit Wednesday for the rest. They have another period coming up.
Oh, they have a regular period,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
but like right now is sometimes when you get a good player that maybe you weren't supposed to get, or I think last year we got Gage Prim at this time, as well as Jamonte Black and another Rockbridge guy. But I want to say that was it that we got early.
Tie on that one too?
Ty, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Ty, I always forget about Ty, but yeah. So, but then we've also been good late too,
Mhm.
so we will continue to, probe this year's team and see what next year's team needs and fill those voids accordingly.
Anything else?
All right, thanks,
Great,
guys.
thank you.
Happy Veterans Day.